chemistry class. I hope you are all doing good and safe in your home. How many of you have listened the last class? You have started a new unit, right? How many of you have listened our last class? Can you remember anything what we have learned in our last class? What are the topics we have covered in our last class? We have started with atom, then we have learned what's a molecule, then we have learned about the chemical formula, then the atomicity. Now, what's an atom? The smallest particle is called an atom. It's a basic unit. For all the matter, the basic unit of all the element or all the compound or all the matter is an atom. So, atom is a basic for everything. Now, how we represent atom? This is a hydrogen atom. This is another hydrogen atom. This is another hydrogen atom. Like this we can say. This is oxygen atom. This is another oxygen atom. This is another oxygen atom. So, atom is a basic element. When we consider an element, atom of an element, consider iron as an element. It will have only the atoms of iron. Consider gold. It will be made of only the atoms of gold. When you consider iron, when days go on, this iron will get started rusting. Why it is rusting? Initially it is iron. It has only iron atoms. When it is coming into a contact with the air or oxygen present in the atmosphere, it is starting to rust. So, when you consider an element, when you consider a particular element, it will be made of only that atom. Now, we have learned about what is an atom and we know the properties of an atom. Atom means only the particular element has its own atoms. Now come to molecules. What's a molecule? What is a molecule? We have learned the definition of molecule. This is molecule of hydrogen. That is, a molecule means it's a combination of element, one or more elements that can be broken. Consider hydrogen molecule. Molecule means it will have more than one atom. A single atom molecule also there. Consider hydrogen. When two atoms of hydrogen combines, it will form a hydrogen molecule. Now, how hydrogen molecule has been formed. Now, when you break this hydrogen into two, it can be broken down into elements without changing its chemical composition. Such elements are called molecules. So, what are called molecules? It is a combination of elements which can be broken down chemically or called molecules. The molecules will have one element, two element, more than two element also it may have. So, clear about what is an atom and what is a molecule. Then oxygen also same way we can write. Two oxygen molecules combines to form, two oxygen atom combines to form oxygen molecule. Now we know what's an atom and molecule. Next what we have learned? We have learned about chemical formula. For what we use this chemical formula? For what we use this word chemical formula? When you consider an atom, when an atom is considered, it is we are saying it's an element. Then it is represented by some symbols. When you consider an atom, hydrogen atom we represent by symbol H. Oxygen we represent by O. It is symbol. Chemical formula, when it is coming as a molecule, the same element, when we consider it as a molecule, we represent this using a chemical formula. Now, symbol for hydrogen is H. The same way, the chemical formula for hydrogen is H2. So, clear? The difference between the symbols and formula. When we represent an atom, it is called a symbol. When it is coming to molecule, when we represent molecule, we have to use it as a chemical formula. This molecule representation has a number here. What does this number represents? This number represents the number of atoms present in the molecule. In some elements like helium and neon, only one atom is enough to form molecule. The chemical formula for helium is He. The chemical formula for neon is Ne. Like this, for some elements, one atom is required to form the molecule. In some other elements, for example, we can say hydrogen, oxygen, it requires more than one atom to form a molecule. When you consider hydrogen atom, it requires two atoms of hydrogen to form its molecule. Now, what does this number represents? Number of atoms combined to form these molecules. Now, this number of atom required is called its atomicity. Based upon the number of atoms added, the atomicity can be divided into 4 types: monatomic, diatomic, triatomic and polyatomic. Monatomic example, helium, only one atom. Diatomic example, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen also. Many elements are there. 2 atoms are required to form the molecule. For triatomic example, ozone. 3 atoms of oxygen combines to form ozone. It is triatomic. And polyatomic, more than 3 atoms. For example, phosphorus P4, sulfur S8. These are all the examples for polyatomic. So, till this we have learned in our last class. In today's class, we are going to learn about valency. What is a valency? What is valency? Valency means, consider hydrogen atom. Hydrogen atom has, maybe hydrogen molecule may have 1 atom, 2 atom, like that. Valency indicates the combining capacity. When we consider a molecule H2O, it is a water molecule. It has 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. When you draw like this, it is hydrogen atom, it is a hydrogen atom, it is an oxygen atom. To make this as a water, what we have to do, this should be combined. This should combine together. To combine this hydrogen with oxygen, how many atoms this hydrogen needs and how many atoms this oxygen needs is called its valency. How many atoms required to form a molecule is called atomicity. How many atoms required for combining is called its valency. Consider this water molecule. It requires 2 hydrogen atom and 1 oxygen atom to form water molecule only when there is 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, and when they are combined they form water molecule. Clear what is a valency? The number of atoms required for combining the elements in a compound or molecule is called a valency. Depending upon the number of valencies, they are divided into, before that the valency will vary from 1 to 8. It will be a whole number. It varies from 1 to 8. It should be a whole number. It varies from 1 to 8. Depending upon this number of valency, it is divided into mono. Mono means its valency is 1. Di means its valency is 2. Tri means its valency is 3. Tetra means valency is 4. Penta means it will have the valency as 5. Like this we can say hexa, octa, like this we can say till 8. So this all represent when the valency is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 8. In some cases it will have 2 valencies. When it has 1 valency, we can divide it like monovalency, tetravalent, trivalent, divalent, pentavalent, like this. When an element has 2 valencies or 3 valencies or 4 valencies, when an element has more than 1 valency, how we should represent means we have to write the element and its valency should be written inside a bracket with Roman numbers. This iron, consider iron has 2 valencies, so we have written inside the bracket. You have to write iron first, then you have to write the number of valencies inside this bracket. This iron will have 2 valencies. No, one will be 2, one will be 4. Like this 2 valencies it will have. Understand what is the valency and how we represent this valency? In your book, valencies of some elements are given clearly. Now we can go through that elements. Look at this table. It shows the elements and their valencies. You can also take your book and turn to page number 58. It is there in your book. So what is the first element given? Hydrogen. What is its valency? 1. What is the next element given? Yeah, very good. Carbon. It has 2 valencies. Have you seen? 2, 4. It has 2 valencies. So what we have to do? We have to write carbon and we have to mention the valency as using Roman number 2 inside the bracket. Next, nitrogen has how many valency? Nitrogen has 3 valencies. Then oxygen has 1 valency, that is 2. Fluorine has 1 valency, that is 1. Sodium has also 1 valency, it is 1. Magnesium has a valency, that is 2. Aluminium valency is 3. Silicon it's 4. Then come to next column. Elements. Phosphorus. Phosphorus has 2 valencies. They are 3, 5. Sulfur has 3 valencies. Come to chlorine. How many valencies it has? Yeah, chlorine has 4 valencies. Potassium has 1 valency. Calcium 1 valency. Iron has 2 valencies. Copper has 2 valencies. Zinc has 1 valency. And lead has 2 valencies. These are the valencies of some elements. Clear about what is a valency? Next is ions. What's an ion? Before that, we know that atom is a basic unit and basically we cannot divide atom, but still this atom has 3 particles, electrons, protons and neutrons. The ion, what is ion means? charged particle formed. Consider an atom. It has electron, proton and neutron. When you consider some atom, it will be of some charge. When a charged particle is formed, consider this atom has some electrons, maybe 14 or 15 electrons. It has 6 electrons. This atom has 6 electrons. When this electron, one electron is lost. It is lost by for some reasons. It may be for combining with other element, or in some other reactions one electron is lost, or by some means one electron is added. When an atom becomes a charged particle by losing or gaining electron. Consider an atom, maybe an electron is lost or it is gained. When it is losing an electron, also it is becoming a charged particle. When it is gaining an electron, that time also it is changing into a charged particle. That charged particle formed due to loss or gain of electron is called an ion. Now, when an atom loses an electron, one electron is lost for something. When an atom loses an electron, when one negative charge goes outside, electron is represented as negative charge, right? So, when one negative charge goes inside, it will become positive. So, when an atom loses an electron, the particle become positive and they are called cations. What they are called? They are called cations. In other side, what will happen? When an atom gains an electron, it will become negative. When this negative charge enters inside, this particle will become negative and they are called anion. So, when an particle accepts an electron, it accepts electron and it will become negative and it is called anion. It loses an electron and it will become positive. It is called cation. So clear what is an ion, what is an anion and what is a cation? Till this you can learn in today's class. Next we can see in the next class. What are the things we have learned today? Valency. What is a valency? The combining capacity of an element is called its valency. Valency is divided into monovalent, divalent, tetravalent, pentavalent. It is still 1 to 8. It will be a whole number. It varies from 1 to 8. When an element has 2 valencies, it is represented by the Roman number. For example, iron, it has 2 valencies. It will be represented like 2 in Roman numbers inside the bracket. Then we have learned valencies of some element. Hydrogen valency is 1. Like this, we have learned the valencies of some elements. Last we have learned about ions. Clear about what is an ion? Ion is the charged particle. The charged particle. How it is becoming a charged particle? By losing or gaining an electron, the atom is become a charged particle. When it loses an electron, one electron is going out, so it is becoming positive. It is called cation. One electron is, when it is gaining an electron from some other elements, one electron gets inside and it becomes negative there and it is called anion. So clear about today's topics. In the next class, what we are going to learn? In today's class, we have learned about what's an ion. In the next class, we are going to learn the names and symbols of ion. These ions are represented by using some methods. The method how we name these ions we can can learn in the next class. I hope you are all clear about what is valency and ions. In the next class we can learn about how we can represent these ions, and also in the first heading atoms, molecules, and one more is radicals. About radicals also the introduction we can see in the next class. So go through the book, read your book so that you can get clear idea and understand the concepts. Okay students, thank you.